And he shall utter his voice out of Zion. He shall speak out of Jerusalem. And his voice shall be among all people. So two things. Speaking out of a place called Zion, Jerusalem, out of the holy place. The glory of the God of Israel came from the way of the east. The east is the place of most light. These passages seem to make the most sense when thought of spiritually. And I'll leave the literal interpretation to somebody else. So the voice is coming from the holy place. For most of us, the holy place is a place that we cannot see with our eyes. It's a place which we feel with our feelings. A place that we yearn for. A place that we remember. A place that graces us with the light of its dawning. And a place which we feel in seasons. We experience most gratefully the light after the long darkness, when the light comes in the morning from the east. So the east also is the place where light begins. It is the source of light. It says elsewhere that the whole world will see him together. It says elsewhere that he'll come in the clouds from the misty place. And his voice shall be heard among all people. And his voice was like the voice of many waters, and the earth shined with his glory. And as the voice of a great thunder, which shall break down the mountains, and the valleys shall not be found. Again, I leave the literal interpretation to somebody else, and I look at the figurative. The voice of many waters, many places, uttering his voice out of Zion and also Jerusalem. And his voice shall be heard among all people. And behold, he shall stand upon the Mount of Olivet, upon the mighty ocean, upon the great deep, and upon the islands of the sea, and upon the land of Zion. Many waters, many places. So here he is speaking out of the holy place. His glory coming from the place of first light, or what has often been considered the place of most light, or the east. And his voice being like many waters. Not one water, but many waters. Multiple witnesses, multiple places. Speaking in this way and that way. Like the roar of the ocean, like the gurgling of the brook, like the silence of still waters, like the dawning of the sun in the east, out of the solitary places like the islands of the sea, out of the central places like the holy city Jerusalem, like out of the unseen place of Zion, the holy city of God, whose pillars are people. Behold, I will make you a pillar in the temple of our God. And the result, a breaking down of the mountains, a leveling. The valleys shall not be found. A leveling, a bringing of the high low and the low high. Again, I leave the literal interpretation to others, and I look at the figurative. I look at the thing that applies at all times and in all places. And so we expect that we will hear His voice speaking as the voice of many waters out of various means of expression. And we can expect the result to be a leveling until there are no high seats in the synagogue. And no low seats either. And it reminds me of that place where it says that there shall be one that will be exalted in that day.